Good morning everyone. So today let's discuss about the transforming principle. Now actually transforming principle, it indicates about how the DNA has been transformed or something is being transformed from one form to another. Basically we study with the case of the genetic material, that is DNA. Okay. Earlier actually different or various experiments have been performed by various scientists in order to explain the transmission or the inheritance of the genetic material from one generation to the next, but proper explanation was not given. Okay, because it was not clear properly that what is being transformed, but only later after several experiments it was confirmed that the genetic material, the bacteria, what happened, the DNA is being transformed to the next form. Okay, that is to the next generation. So that is called the, it has the capacity to transform the bacteria for which it acts as the genetic material. Now this was actually properly explained by Griffith, Frederick Griffith, okay, who first performed the transformation experiment. He selected two strains of Streptococcus pneumonia. That means this is the pneumonia causing bacteria. Then he took two strains. One is the S strain or S3 strain and other is the R strain or the R2 strain. Okay. Now S strain is also known as the smooth strain or capsulated type because it consists of a mucus, that is polysaccharide coat, for which it forms smooth colonies in the culture medium, and this is virulent type. That means this is the infective type which causes the infection. R strain is also known as the rough or non-capsulated because it doesn't have any capsule coating, okay, mucus coating, and it is called an avirulent type or non-virulent because it is not able to cause the disease. Now after obtaining all these, he then selected a mice as his experimental material, and then he took these strains and injected part by part into the body of the mice. First of all, he injected the virulent S strain into the mice. Then the mice died. Okay. Second time, when the rough strain, R strain, was injected into the mice survived. Then what happened? He killed the S strain and then injected into the mice, and the mice was survived. Okay, it was not killed. Then the R strain and the kill S strain were together injected into the mice, but surprisingly the mice died. Now you see here, individually both survived, but whenever it was combined, the mice died. That means what happened? Something is happening there, something is being transformed. That means this particular R type, rough strain, is being transformed to the S type. Okay, that means what happened? Whenever we hit DNA at above 60 degrees centigrade, it gets denatured. Denatured, that means its function is being nullified. It cannot function, or activity is becoming zero. But whenever conditions are favorable, it regains its activity. That's why when it is hit, so the DNA becomes denatured and it cannot transmit the disease or cannot cause the disease. But whenever it is under favorable condition, it is able to transform this R type into the S type. Okay, this was actually Griffith's experiment regarding the bacterial transformation. But actually what happened? Griffith concluded that the R strain bacteria had somehow been transformed by the hit-kill S strain, and this is due to the absorption of some transforming principle or substances by the rough type from the S type. Okay, but actually properly this was proved by the biochemical characterization of the transforming principle, which was actually done by three scientists, Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. They did further experiment on the basis of this Griffith's experiment and performed an experiment in which they actually purify the biochemicals. That is, now see, if it is a particular cell, it should contain protein, RNA and DNA, isn't it? So from the S cells, they extracted the protein, DNA and RNA and then studied them. Okay, and when they studied, they found that the DNA alone from the S strain caused R strain to become transformed. That means neither the protein was responsible nor the RNA was responsible. Okay, they prepared a culture where they grew the S and the R strains. Then what happened? They added their enzymes. When protein and digesting enzyme protease was added, and again in another RNA digesting enzyme RNase was added, and in one the DNase was added, which is a DNA digesting enzyme. When they observed that neither the protein nor the RNA was able to transform the R cells, but rather the culture which contained DNA of the S type, okay, it was able to transform some of the rough cells into the smooth cells. Okay, that was an important part. But but the culture which contained actually DNase enzyme, that was also not able to transform the rough cells, because DNase, we know it is a DNA digesting enzyme. That means it is digesting the DNA of the S cells. So only the culture which contained DNA without the DNase enzyme of the S type was able to transform the R type strain to the S type virulent strain. Okay, so this experiment clearly proves the transforming principle which was actually given by Frederick Griffin. So this transforming principle is important, and this was the first evidence which proved that DNA is the genetic material. Now go through the videos and go through the books also. Study it properly. These are all important parts. Okay, if you have any problem, then please let me know.